Hello my lovelies, we're going to do a pick a pile for your shadow work. So pile 1 or pile 2, they all have the same amount of cards from 2 different decks. So go ahead and pick. They're going to both be in the same video. I'll timestamp the second pile. It's pile 1. This is for you. Alright, we're going to start with conversations with your inner self. It says true self. Do you ever feel like you're not being true to yourself? If any of these resonate, sit with the feelings, write about it, journal about it, express it in a healthy way. Anger. How do you cope with your anger? Inner child. In your childhood, what did you not receive and how has this impacted you? All right, the integration cards are white. It says barriers. What emotional barriers do you use to prevent people from getting close to you? Understanding. How can you use your shadow self to deepen your understanding of others? And signs. What signs do you know your shadow self is present? What signs let you know your shadow self is present? All right, let's get into your shadow work. All right, we start with the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the 7 of Coins, and the Ace of Cups, all in the shadow. So I feel like you could have been in a really unhealthy or unhappy marriage. I feel like you maybe want a new person as opposed to staying where you currently are. And I feel like you've got to make a decision whether it's worth it or not, right? The 7 of Coins is you've invested so much time and energy. You hate to throw in the towel if things can improve. But if they can't improve, you've got to go in a new direction, right? So you've got to make a choice. The 2 of Wands is all about deciding which path to take. So you have to make a decision. Do you stay where you're currently at if things never change, or do you handle your business and you go in a different direction? I do feel like for some of you, you are choosing to throw in the towel, especially if there's been collateral damage there. Spirit wants you to take a leap of faith in a new direction. Try something new because I feel like love will find you. And Judgment. This is the only decision that can be reached under the current circumstances. Karma is also being dealt. You could be dealing with legal issues, courts, contracts, etc., etc. So I feel like you need to make a decision that works best for you. Challenge yourself to see whether things can actually improve. Have you done the work? Or is it time to throw in the towel? Pile 2, you're up. All right, pile 2, we start with admiration. What traits do you admire in others? And could these be disowned aspects of yourself? So what do you admire from other people that is probably within you as well? Energy drainers. What always drains your energy and why? Watch out for those energy vampires. Loneliness. When do you feel lonely? Authenticity. How can you use your shadow self to become more authentic? Protection. In what ways has your shadow self protected you? Probably more ways than you can count. And purpose. What hobbies, subjects, or areas of life bring you to the greatest sense of purpose? Remember, we all have a purpose. All right, what do we need to know? The Devil, the Queen of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the Cosmic Mirror. So the Devil tells us that when it's in the shadow, it's like a reversal. So we are overcoming these challenges that have held us back, right? Addictions, codependency. They're telling me tragedy. That's so strange. I feel like you had a lot of toxic relationships, maybe as far back as childhood, things like that. Maybe it was parents, maybe it was partners, maybe you had addictions, maybe you struggled with people with strings attached, yada yada down the line. You are overcoming it and you're reclaiming your power. The Queen of Wands in the shadow tells us that we're lacking confidence. So I feel like you're working through this and you're kind of on the fence about which direction to take things. So the advice is that you look in the cosmic mirror, right? You got to dig deep. You've got to find your courage. Know how strong you are. Look at how far you've already come and look at what you've already overcome and know that you can keep going. I love this. You have the Star, the Queen of Cups, the Devil in the upright, and the cosmic mirror. That's wild to me. It's like it knows exactly what it's doing. So you have a wish fulfillment coming in. I feel like it's because you've reclaimed your power. I feel like you're about to be seen in a really big way, and maybe that used to scare you, right? Because of all the skeletons in the closet. All of us have some, but I feel like Spirit is showing you that it's okay to be seen. Remember, that's part of your testimony. It's part of what you got, what got you to your present day, and so you need to honor that. You also need to nurture the things you want to grow. The Queen of Cups is nurturing, loving, empathetic, and she's somebody that makes a great partner. She's also a really good mom. So maybe you're, like, if you have kids, you're going to give them what you didn't have or what you didn't receive from your maternal figure, the Devil. So we don't want these issues to creep back, right? We need to solidify that we're done with that, and we need to go in a different direction. So codependency, addictions, violence, greed, things with strings attached, anything that is toxic, we're saying no to that. And the cosmic mirror. And then you can look at the reflection staring back at you and honor how far you've come, and you can love the person that you've become. Have a wonderful week.